Para hockey fans, please direct your attention to the red carpet for today's opening ceremonies of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championship A Pool. Please welcome to the ice Peter Anderson, World Para Ice Hockey Technical Delegate and Chairman of the Directorates of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. Joining Peter is Dean McIntosh, Senior Vice President of Revenue, Fan Experience, and Community Impact at Hockey Canada. On behalf of Team USA, number 27, Josh Pauls. Team Canada, number 8, Tyler McGregor. Team Czechia, number 15, Radek Zelenka. Team Japan, Team Japan, number 96, Masaharu Kumagai. Team China, number 23, Yu Dao Yu. And from Team Slovakia, number 11, Marian Ligda. Unable to be with us tonight at the start of this game, we'd like to acknowledge Team Italy, number 6, Gianluca Cavalier, and also from Team Korea, number 12, Kim Young-soon. We would now like to invite Peter Anderson to officially open the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, players, officials and volunteers, welcome to the Calgary 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships A Pool. We are thrilled to be back in Canada for the World Para Ice Hockey Championships A Pool. Over the next week, we will be treated to extraordinary sporting action displayed by world-class athletes on the ice. I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Hockey Canada for the tremendous efforts as the local organizing committee, and would like to recognize the contribution of Hockey Alberta, Tourism Calgary and Winsport. Without their hard work, this event would not have been possible. To the volunteers and officials, we owe you a debt of gratitude. Your continuous support and dedication are vital to the growth of the sport. To the teams and athletes, I wish you the very best of luck. Embrace the spirit of competition and may you create lasting memories during this tournament. With great pleasure, I officially declare the Calgary 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships A Pool open. Thank you. Merci.
Could the captains of each team please greet the officials, exchange gifts, and raise their sticks and skate around the end?
opening ceremonies completed as we get a look there at Tyler McGregor and captain of the Team Japan, Masaharu Komagai. And along with today's officials, referee Nicholas Johansson, along with linesman Igor Hus and Terry Rundstrom. A couple of Swedish officials and one from Slovakia as we get set to start game number 3 on this day 1 of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. As we take a look at the Canadian starting lineup, and unsurprisingly, it's the top line for Team Canada, Dave. What are you expecting of that?
Yeah, Dom Cozzolino, McGregor, and Hickey. And Liam Hickey had a long-standing injury that he was able to return for back in Quispamsis in the Para Hockey Cup. Russ Harrington and group was very excited to have him back. They talked a lot about how just trying to get his rust off, right? Liam Hickey's an elite level player, so we'll see what kind of impact he has with Armstrong and Halbert on the backside. And for Team Japan.
Yeah, Team Japan's starting lineup, it's an interesting one. They go with Uehara, Ito, and Kumagai, the player we highlighted to begin this game. And we expect big things out of him if Team Japan are going to potentially upset a probably favored Canadian group, Sudo and Misawa on the back end. And, of course, the goaltending matchup, which is always a vital part. Team Canada, they
Adam
turn.
Kingsmill between the pipes from Smithers, BC, the 24-year-old. In 24 career games, 9-12 as a starter, 236 goals against, and 3 shutouts for him.
Looking down the other end, they're going to go for Team Japan. They go with Wataru Hori, a 4-0 record at last year's tournament, spending his club time with the Nagano Thunderbirds. A .45 goals against average in that tournament with a .929 save percentage. Japan allowed just 2 goals in that tournament.
3 shutouts as well he had, so incredible stuff. And the story, Russ Harrington, coach on the bench, talked to him a lot about the backup goalie is a big story for Team Canada. Getting back the guy who has more shutouts than any goalie in Canadian history. Corbin Watson will be seeing him tomorrow. You saw him back in the month of April.
That I did. He backstopped Team Canada in that opening game loss of the April series against Team USA. Excited to see him back between the pipes. For now, Team Canada with control early on as we get things underway. Group B action. Puck right out in front. Dangerous play there by Kumagai. And that will allow Team Canada to take possession back. McGregor checked off the puck there by Itsuki Ito. And now it's the very same number 10 who's got possession for Team Japan. Can't clear past Rob Armstrong. Well, held in there by number 61. Puck stolen away. And now here comes Masaharu Kumagai. Out of the pocket. His pocket picked by Armstrong. Back the other way comes Hickey. Liam Hickey in over the line. Nice move. He's right in on goal. Liam Hickey, he'll shoot, and he scores. Liam Hickey opens the scoring.
No, he doesn't.
No, he does not. That was in the goal.
Tricked everybody. Canada thought he had it.
Or did his glove cross the goal line?
The referee's going to confer right now. They're at center.
Puck was in his glove.
And get across the line.
I did go off of the official's call on the ice. Let's take a look here. Hickey right in, shoots. No, that does go in. It's in his glove. He picks it out of the net from the looks of things. I see the net bulge on this wrist shot. And yeah, sure enough, right there.
It did go in.
So Liam Hickey
didn't make the signal. He didn't point to the net, I don't think.
No, he did. That's why I called it a goal.
There you go.
But then, of course, we see the glove, the glove of starting goaltender Hori with
confusing way
the puck.
to start the game. 48 seconds. Hello, everybody.
But regardless, it's Liam Hickey who opens the scoring for Team Canada. What a start for the Canadians as they are off and running here in 2024, looking for their first win of the year as well.
That's goal number 61, Zach, in 89 games for the St. John's Newfoundland native.
What a return he was for Team Canada. Back at the shot, and they score. That's Anton Jacobs-Webb with a quick fire opener, and make it 2-0 Team Canada.
Well, the Gatineau, Quebec native, the beneficiary, some great work at the line to keep the puck in, and Jacobs-Webb, you see there, Henry just keeps it at the line, done, a little shimmy shake, right hand, left hand, Jacobs-Webb gets crossed up. Goalie thought, maybe think the goalie thought he was going blocker side, which he was, glove side rather, ends up going blocker side, so fakes him out. 2 shots, 2 goals, great start for Canada.
Jacobs Webb did not score in the 2023 World Championships. Finds the back of the net in the opening minute 15, and Canada is off and flying.
2 assists for Anton Jacobs Webb last year in 5 games. Gets a goal here. So great start for the Canadians.
And now it's Vincent Boyle, Quebec native, who pushes that one in. In fact, Boyle and I share a birthday. He's just a year older than I am. June 2nd. As Canada with possession here on the stick of Zach Lavin. We'll flip that one out to center ice. It'll be picked up by Adam Dixon. Dixon with a pass ahead for Corbin Smith. Smith slides it right back to Dixon, who's got room to work with. Brings it in for Team Canada. Dixon a quick shot, and that's fought off. Puck was covered long enough for Horry to get the whistle. And
yeah, Horry looked behind him. Didn't know where it was. That's a good save for number 19 of the Nagano Thunderbirds, his club team there in Japan. Had a great chat with his head coach, as we'll talk about later in the broadcast today, as Dixon's release using some screen to get the puck on net, open to dislodge it, but good job of the goalie to keep that in the equipment.
First offensive zone draw this time, won by Cosolino. McGregor looking for a shooting lane, pivots, dishes off. Cosolino times space, and he scores. Dominic Cosolino makes it 3-0 Canada, just over 2 minutes into this one.
Yeah, a great delay by number 19 on that one for his 44th international goal. He just waited and waited. Set play off the draw, Cosolino, McGregor. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Return feed, waits. If he lets that go right away, Zach, that's a great save by the Japan goaltender. But since he delayed, caught him off balance, he had a lot of net to shoot at. Dom Cosolino, you give him that kind of time and space, he's going to make you pay. And Japan has called a timeout, and rightfully so. 3 goals in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a very quick turnaround for Team Canada, who are off and flying to start their tournament. 3 goals in those 2 minutes. Cosolino, Anton Jacobs Webb, and Liam Hickey all finding the back of the net so far.
Right center of your screen there is Kojin Nakakita. He's the head coach of Team Japan. Born and raised in Saskatchewan. Wilcox, Saskatchewan, went to high school, Notre Dame, and obviously those of you who know junior hockey, the Notre Dame Hounds, and that's where they are from, and played NCAA hockey, and just an incredible chat with him before the game. More on that as the broadcast wears on. So here's the damage so far. Hickey's shot early, fooled me, potentially fooled you because it fooled me. Jacobs Webb, misdirection, thought that was going right. That might have been deflected off of the sled, potentially. And McGregor doing what he always does so well. 19 and 8 together. Ketchup and mustard, Zach, right there on a sandwich. 2 best condiments you'll find. None of that mayo stuff.
Well, as someone who doesn't like either of those condiments, I'll take your word for it. As Canada takes possession back, Armstrong pushes it ahead for McGregor, and Canada's in 3-on-1. McGregor slides it to Cosolino. Cosolino passes off, and they score. Liam Hickey's got a pair, and Canada's got 4 on the night.
Liam Hickey. What a connection. 3-on-1. Whatever they talked about at the bench, I'm sure it worked. McGregor. And the key to that play by McGregor, holding it underneath your sled so the defenseman doesn't know which way you're going, left or right. You got to make a choice. He made the wrong choice. Left wing option, Hickey shaking the rust off, as Russ Harrington told me, waiting for Hickey to kind of hit that ceiling that we know he can hit. Certainly has here. It's 2 goals in the first period.
Yeah, he had just 2 goals in 5 games at the Para Hockey Cup back in December. Looked pretty good in the April series. That, of course, just a 2-game set between Canada and the United States here at the Winsport, but looks off to a great start here so far, and trying to skate in with it was James Dunn. Was dislodged from possession, and now it's Itsuki trying to get to that loose puck. Dunn beats him to it. James Dunn pushes it to the line. Lavin with possession. Left it behind momentarily, gets it back for Team Canada. Zach Lavin. Working it inside the zone, goes back to the point for Dunn. His pass too far in front of Tyrone Henry. Henry checked on the wall there. It's Kiito able to work it up ahead. Lavin takes a bump, but still holds possession. His pass ahead whacked Micah Kovacevic's sled. You could hear that thud all the way in the broadcast booth. But Canada again able to hold possession and work it back into the Team Japan zone. I'm not sure Canada's done a thing wrong in the early going here. Approaching the 3.5 minutes played mark, and Canada is still working it over a goal per minute in this one. And that'll be high and out to center. Down the ice it goes. Daisuke Uehara going after it, but is beat to that puck by Tyrone Henry. Canada looks back up ice. Played ahead, Lavin dodges a check, feeds it ahead for Kovacevic. The Edmonton native working ahead. Pass for Anton Jacobs. Webb did not connect. Now Kovacevic forced to just fire that one in before going off on a line change. Bouncing puck, settled down, and now finally Japan will bring it out. Shosei Ukai working it ahead. The pass down the ice. Will that go for icing? No, they're going to wave that off as Oren Halbert plays it ahead for Adam Dixon. Dixon slides one into the path of Boyle. Vincent Boyle down the left-hand side. Boyle feeds it in front, defended there by Wataru Hori to knock that into the corner. Now Canada trying to get there, unable to do so. Boyle taking over down low. Third line left wing for Team Canada is number 13. As here Dixon takes over, puts it towards the net, deflected by Boyle. The puck is there, and it rolls wide. Not sure how Boyle didn't pot that, but it stays a 4-0 contest. Now Corbin Smith with possession. Plays it back for Oren Halbert. He'll take the ice allotted to him. Shot stopped there by Hori, and an early whistle as the ref lost sight of that puck. With 10:06 to go in the first, Canada leading 4-0. As a face-off coming inside the Japan zone.
Are we going to the media timeout, I believe? I think this would be the time that they're going to do it. Referees chatted with the officials at the glass there, and nope, they're going to bring play in.
Yes, indeed,
now,
they will head to the immediate timeout.
Here we go. All right, we'll step aside.
4-0 here. Canada leads Team Japan. You're watching the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships on hockeycanada.ca.
If you look at the all-time leaders in scoring for Team Canada, that man right there, Brad Bowden, sits third, 320 points. What's he doing now? Thanks for asking. He's the assistant coach for Team Japan. Got a job with the program, got married, lives in Japan now. More on that story throughout the broadcast today as he's watching on. He said a surreal moment for him playing against some of his old group for the first time. And just an incredible gentleman. Zach, I got goosebumps when I had the opportunity to meet him. Just a legend in para hockey. More on that later in the game.
Excited to chat with him later as the tournament progresses. Meanwhile, Canada looking to add on, and McGregor does just that. Picks the corner, and it's 5-0 Canada.
Well, they get goosebumps when number 8 gets the puck on his stick and the things he's been able to do. Tyler McGregor, our isolated player, always smiling. Nothing ever more than a smile on his face. And a great flyby setup. Hickey, McGregor, top Chetta right up underneath the bar, and it's 5-0 for Team Canada.
And it's 5 goals on just 6 shots early on here. Canada efficiency, the name of the game so far when it comes to the shooting percentage.
Yeah, there's a look at McGregor, Russ Harrington having a chat with them. Look at that smile, hey? Just love. That's one of the privileges we get and be able to cover these events. Get to meet some of these heroes, these incredible athletes, and you get a chance to meet Tyler McGregor, put on your bucket list.
Canada with possession in their own zone. Puck pops free, and Micah Kovacevic gives chase. He'll fire a shot, and that's blocked en route. Yudai Ishikawa getting in front of that effort. but it's Anton Jacobs-Webb who comes away with possession for Team Canada, who have been everywhere in this first period. Zach Lavin's got it, tried letting a shot go. That one was blocked by Ishikawa once more, and now pushed out to center ice and down into the Canada zone by Morisaki for an icing call against Japan.
Zach, this got a bit of the feeling from that Korea-China game in the second period, doesn't it, right now? Just slightly. Where they scored 5 goals in the first couple of minutes. So for, again, Team Japan, and chatting with their coaching staff, they want to play a little more of the physicality. They don't want to shy away from it. That's what Brad Bowden has introduced to this group, a little more physicality. Right now they need some ozone time. But full credit to Team Canada, who's come out just precision shooting.
Face-off inside the Japanese line, tied up in that face-off dot. Finally, it's found. Boily lets it go. Stopped there by Hori. Should say shots on goal have changed a little bit. It's now 5 goals on 9 shots. So the shooting percentage goes a little lower than initially thought, but Canada still with a large lead, having played a little over 6 minutes of hockey here this evening. Canada still with possession inside the Japanese zone. Corbin Smith battling down low and pulls that puck free. Dishes for Boily. Couldn't connect cleanly on that one, and Japan will chop it out to center ice. And that will end up in the Canada zone, but Armstrong will retrieve before an icing call is made. Armstrong plays it ahead for Boily. Touched off his sled, and it rolls for Oren Halbert to skate onto. Halbert working right in. Sudo checks him into the corner, but it's still number 92 in red and white working with the puck. Halbert drops it off. Nice stop up there by Dixon, but the pass behind Corbin Smith. Halbert right there. He's jumping into the zone. Into the action is number 92, activating from the blue line. And he'll leave in the corner for Boily. Boily dishing off. Armstrong lets a shot go. That one ricocheted off a body and almost found McGregor's waiting stick. Now Halbert gives it to the captain. McGregor had that puck knocked loose away from him by Daisuke Uehara. And now the Canadian captain regains possession here.
Yeah, puck possession. If you're brand new to the game of para hockey, you're watching for the first time, it's all about puck possession.
Oren Halbert works in as he possesses the puck. Drops for Cozzolino. Dominic Cozzolino, 1 goal and an assist, or a pair of assists, I do believe, already in this one. Leaves it for McGregor in the corner. Just crossed the halfway point of the period. McGregor will dish off. Here's Liam Hickey in search of the hat trick. 2 goals already for number 23 as it's pushed down low for Cozzolino. Dominic Cozzolino slows up, looks for a passing option. Fakes one way, turns back the other, and now assesses his options. Drops it off. McGregor in space. Peels away from the check. Spins, fires, fought off by Ori. The rebound is there. Hickey across, and Cozzolino scores. Second of the game for Dominic Cozzolino as this line continues to cook. It's now 6-0 Canada.
I was just telling producer Calvin Bellows, hey, if you can get 8 and 19 together in one shot, I got a tidbit on them. Well, here's the together in one shot. The 2 connect on a goal. Going back, you can go back tournament after tournament after tournament, Zach. Tyler McGregor and Dom Cozzolino lockstep each other in points. If one guy's got 4 goals and 6 assists, the other guy's got 6 goals and 4 assists. They work so well together. They are bread and butter, ketchup and mustard, work perfectly together. Just gonna belabor that condiment point. Another goal for Canada, they're up 6-0.
Lavin working right in, trying to make it. His score match, his jersey number was number 7, but instead it's left in the corner for James Dunn. They crossed 4 a while ago. But here's Dunn looking at on nonetheless. Puck knocked away from him, Lavin back to it. Canada first to just about every puck so far in this one. Lavin passes off, Jacobs-Webb shoots. Oh, that one hit Ori in the mask, and now the puck still in the slot, or in the crease area. Finally pops free, and Canada take over again. Lavin cuts right out in front, slides it towards the net, defended well. And now it's somewhere underneath that massive Japanese bodies, eventually underneath the goaltender, Wataru Hori.
I believe Norishko Nasu blocked that.
It did look as though there was a block involved, and then Hori got the cover at the very least, but 6:04 to go here in the opening frame, and Canada oh so close to number 7. Jacobs-Webb right off the face mask.
Here's the block here, I think. Good battle there by Kovacevic.
As the face-off will be to the right of the Japanese goaltender. And look at Japan, an unorthodox setup. All 4 of the skaters
They're
not
protecting
taking
the
the
front of the net.
face-off right
Yeah.
in front of the net. An interesting setup here as now
Preventative measure.
Corbin Smith trapped inside the Japanese line. Canada can't actually touch this puck as he lost his stick inside the Japanese crease.
Shoot. Puck possession in the game, Zach, and much like in stand-up hockey, you can dump it in and chase after it, create a turnover. In para hockey, you really want to possess the puck. You want to force your team. You can send one puck down and get a guy to chase after it if you got a speedster, like we saw Yifeng Shen for China in the game before this. But you really want to control the puck. When you control it, the other team's exhausted. It's obviously harder to go backwards. Jacob Novotny, the head coach of Team Czechia, told me all about that. He said, if I can get them going forward, it's harder to go backwards, right? Because you have to turn around.
Puck possessed by Team Canada inside their own line. Goals coming a little less quickly than they were after 3 in the opening 2:02 and 4 in the opening 2:20. But with 10 minutes gone, it's 6-0 Canada. They look to add on. Passing off, Corbin Smith with possession after getting it from Dixon. It rolls all the way into the path of number 11. And Adam Dixon will dish down low for Oren Halbert. Halbert working into the middle, looking for a shooting lane. Did find one, but getting there just in time was Masaharu Kumagai to block that effort. Now Corbin Smith with it, spins away from his check. And that was Satoru Sudo who defended him. And now Itsuki Ito trying to get to that loose puck and has done so, dropped it off for Aiji Misawa and couldn't clear the zone. McGregor right in. The captain looking for more, drops it for Cozzolino, he'll shoot, and again, that one right into the breadbasket, so to speak, of Horry. The rebound flipped over top the goal by McGregor, and that will send the face-off outside with 4:10 to go in the opening frame.
Mississauga, Ontario's Dominic Cozzolino. Every time that he's on the ice, good things happen, and he's led the team in scoring last year at the Worlds. 6 goals and 10 points. His group has 6 goals here. Zach, trying to stop a 6-game losing streak, going all the way back to the gold medal game of the Para Hockey Cup in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Their last victory in this semifinal there as we hit the media timeouts.
We'll step aside here from the Winsport Arena. We're coming back for the rest of the first here in Calgary.
Russ Harrington, the head coach of Team Canada, told me it's all about trying to get things back in order again after losing 6 games in a row. Wanted to come out quick, have a great start. They've certainly done that. My name's Dave Dawson, and here is Zach Mars.
No doubt about that as Tyrone Henry dishes off McGregor a shot, and it's caught and held by Wataru Hori.
So Zach, again for Japan, scoring in bunches here for Canada, which is really good for them. 16-0 in the shot department. Very similar to the Korea-China game before this. So for Japan, wipe the slate clean, go into period 2, try and build some positives. And one of them needs to be zone time.
Oh, absolutely there, Dave. As Canada has dominated just about every aspect of this game so far. They've been great about holding pucks in at the line, navigating the line, and none better than Tyler McGregor, who's on puck possession right now. Tried finding Cozzolino. Now it finds its way to number 19. Cozzolino slides it ahead, finds McGregor. McGregor tried feeding it in front, defended well there by Yudai Ishikawa. Penalty coming up here against Team Japan. Canada to the power play. McGregor will drop it for Cozzolino. Cozzolino trying to work in, but the puck rolls too far ahead of him. And that will get a whistle. 3:23 to go.
Teeing the penalty, making matters worse. Big smile from Dom Cozzolino.
As that will send Amu Morisaki to the box, and Canada will get their first look on the man advantage. As there it is. Oh, and that might be the first team penalty I've seen that's physically lifted the player off the ice. so far
That's why
today.
they call it a team penalty. That's Emma Morisaki from the Hokkaido Bears Club program in Japan. 5 games played last year in the Worlds. Didn't collect a point. And that gentleman right there, Koji Nakakita, we're going to be catching up with him after the opening period.
Canada, first look on the power play. They went 7 for 20 last year, 35%. That was second in the tournament. Japan, meanwhile, they went 10 for 10 on the penalty kill in Pool B, tied with Slovakia at the top of those standings. Canada will look to start things off on a positive note here with the man advantage. McGregor working possession down, played just behind James Dunn, who's out there with Kozolino, Hickey, and Oren Halbert to complete the power play unit here with just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first period. Trying to slide that down low is Hickey, and he does get it to Dunn. Trades it off with McGregor. McGregor, a shot on. Stopped by Horry. The rebound is there. It's underneath somebody's arm. And eventually, it'll work itself into the corner. Kozolino first to it for Team Canada. Dominic Kozolino pushes back to the point. Hickey, 2 goals already, same as Kozolino. McGregor looking to join that club, and he has! Tyler McGregor, power play goal, 7-0 Canada.
What a rip, and what puck control. From the entire development of this play, the cycle, McGregor walking in, picked his spot, knew what he wanted to do, like he scored a couple before in his career. Hickey, little deception play, drops it up. McGregor waits, high slot shot, top shelf, just an elite level release. Look at this. 1v1 with the goalie. You give Tyler McGregor that kind of time and space, he'll make you pay, and he did. Power play goal Canada at 7-0.
Made him pay a couple of times. That whole line combining for 6 goals in this opening frame, as they have been all over things for Team Canada so far in this one.
Well, if you look at Liam Hickey's numbers, 89 games internationally, coming in 131 points. Kozolino 122 through 104. That line is ridiculous today.
That pass in behind the stick of Ukai, and that'll go the distance for an icing call against Team Japan.
So you have a look at Oren Halbert, a local product from Calgary. Not many Albertans on this para-hockey group, and playing in front of the hometown fans, and you know that he absolutely loves it. Now his 59th game in international play, and you obviously got a chance to tell those stories back in April as well. It's nice to see that it's a special moment for him.
Slightly bigger crowd than we had for the April series, but on hand here today. Good.
Bigger stage too.
Much
the World
bigger
Championships.
Stage. Boyley will dish it off to the aforementioned Halbert. You know he'd love to get a goal in front of the hometown crowd, but here he'll leave it for Corbin Smith. Shrugged off his sled, but still manages to hold possession. Canada's so good at keeping possession of the puck. Now Dixon one-on-one, shoots, he scores. Adam Dixon makes it 8 for Canada with 1:48 to go in the opening frame.
This is just pure skill. Adam Dixon now 94 international goals, 231 games played. He's right up there amongst the leaders in history for Canada. All alone in front, 11 versus 11. It's a shot on, no chance for Horry. As I would imagine, maybe after the opening period, we'll make a goaltending change, but look at Dixon, there he is. Goals pile up for Team Canada.
Back to center ice we go. Just under 2 to play here in the opening frame as Canada leading by 8. Lavin looking to add on here. Passes ahead for Kovacevic. He'll skate onto it. Assesses his options, dishes back, and that was taken away. Stolen back by Tyrone Henry and pushed into the corner. Kovacevic first to that loose puck for Canada. Out there with Dunn and with Jacobs-Webb, who fires one, and it goes in. Anton Jacobs-Webb with his second of the game. Corey got a piece, did not get enough. 9-0 Canada.
Things going from bad to worse for Team Japan, and Horry looks to be in some discomfort there. We hope for that young man that he's all right. And Team Canada just continually laying the pressure down, and 10-0 the scores of the first 2 games. Canada might have 10 by the end of the opening period. And historically, in this head-to-head matchup, Zach, this is the 24th meeting all time between these two groups. Canada's outscored Japan 164-18. So the history shows that. However, they haven't played for 9 years. So it just goes to show the evolution. Canada, para hockey, still very strong. Japan, still a lot of room to grow.
Face-off won again by Team Canada. And if I'm not mistaken, in those 24 historic matchups, Japan does have one victory in that set, a 23-1 record for Team Canada. As well on their way to number 24 against Team Japan here tonight. And Lavin's going to get called here on the offside as Kovacevic was just over the blue line.
Yep, that's why they got the great officials who do, great men and women who do such an incredible job at patrolling those lines. We talked about them off the start, and there is a look at Zach Lavin. Number 7 for Team Canada, Essex, Ontario product. 2 goals, 6 points in last year's Worlds.
Canada, 9 goals here as we enter the final minute of play in period number 1. Oren Halbert looking to add on here before the end of the period. Halbert taking it to the outside, feeds it in front, put on goal, stopped by Horry, and he'll hold on for the whistle.
Yeah, the local product, Oren Halbert breaking towards the net. There's a look at Adam Dixon, Midland, Ontario. We talked a bit about him, and there's a lot of respect between Adam Dixon and Tyler McGregor in the chase for the all-time lead in scoring. Brad Bowden amongst there. Greg Westlake, part of the Canada coaching staff as well. By the way, Greg and I follow each other on Instagram. We chat from time to time. Good buddies now. Just want to drop that down there for you. But when it comes to the overall leadership,
Corbin Smith with a chance. He shoots. He scores. Corbin Smith, 10 on the board for Team Canada in the first period.
10 goals, great leadership, built the foundation for Team Canada for the youngsters to move forward and score goals. And number 9, Corbin Smith, the Moncton, Ontario native, has Canada in double digits with 41 seconds left in the opening period. Face-off scramble, just penetrating through, some physicality, a loose puck, and a snipe. Just like Greg Westlake, Brad Bowden used to do back in the day. Canada continuing to dominate.
41.3 seconds on the clock here in the opening period. Canada with double digits on the board, matching what China and Team USA did in their earlier matchups. They've done it in less than 15 minutes, where the other 2 squads did it in 45. Canada looking for more here, 30 seconds to go. Smith somehow avoids offside there. Halbert had it underneath his sled, and now it's pushed down the ice by Team Japan. Rob Armstrong back to collect, and it'll be pushed across. That pass to nobody. In fact, it ends up banking right back to number 61. And now Corbin Smith will push it ahead in the path of Dixon. Time running out in the period, and taking over here is Norihiko Wasu, who will flip it ahead. Could have been a break for Team Japan, but they're going to run out of time as the buzzer sounds, and Team Canada will head into the first intermission with a 10-0 lead over Team Japan.
Yeah, we'll come back with the Calgary native. Excited to talk to him more in a moment. So this game in the driver's seat so far. What's Japan got for period 2? We'll find out next. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Winsport Arena in the Canada Olympic Complex, built back for the 1988 Olympics.
Eddie the Eagle Edwards, Zach, flew like a bird off of that facility. Too young to remember that.
I was going to say, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, friend. I was -13 at the time as we take a look at the pack. 10-0 Canada leads after one.
Yeah, and negative is what Japan has been in since puck drop, unfortunately for them. But great news for Canada after losers of 6 in a row, and they came out on fire. Their captain, Tyler McGregor, leading the way. Dom Cozzolino, Liam Hickey dictating the play. A lot of players getting involved in the scoring as well. So much to the fact that we haven't even talked about Adam Kingsmill between the pipes for Canada. Well, I know they just cleaned the scoring summary. We'll get to that in a second.
Dominic Cozzolino with a pair of goals. Tyler McGregor with a pair of goals. Liam Hickey with a pair of goals. And then it's Corbin Smith, Adam Dixon, and Anton Jacobs-Webb also has 2.
That's Adam Kingsmill, starting goalie today. More on the goalie situation this week. Had a great chat with the coaching staff about the development of goalies, and as you would know if you've watched Canada Para Hockey for a while, they've gone through quite a few goalies over the last 5 years. There's a big reason for that. Wait for that story throughout this week. My name's Dave Dawson. Hello, and this is Zach Marks.
Now, you'd be forgiven for forgetting Kingsmill was between the pipes, as Japan has not had
a shot on goal.
In fact, I'm not sure they've had a second in the offensive zone in this game so far. Canada has been dominant.
Zach, the last time these two teams played, April 16th, 2015 in Buffalo, New York. The score?
17-18.
17-0.
Oh, okay, cool.
9 years. 9 years since these two teams have played. You heard the respect from Oren Halbert. He goes, wow, it's just so nice to play another country again. In para hockey, you don't see as many of a variety of teams, obviously because the sport is still growing as we wait for the ice to find some final patches here to get frozen up. But that's what's just so great about this sport and being around it, being around the tremendous people, the great officials, all the hardworking folks throughout Hockey Canada and throughout the WPIH and the groups that we get to work with, that the sport continues to grow. 8 of the top countries in the world gathering. We're on day number 1. The championship gets handed out next Sunday.
4 games a day for the first 3. Then we move into the medal round stuff. 3 matchups in the round robin. The first for these two teams. They're joined in Group B by Czechia and Italy. That game will go at 8:30 local time here tonight to close out day number 1. As we're back underway here in Calgary, Canada controlling inside their own zone. It's pushed ahead for McGregor. McGregor will find Oren Halbert. You know he'd love to get on the score sheet in his hometown. Halbert working in, slides it in front. The pass is behind Cozzolino. Now Hickey spins, still has it, fired a shot, and that one wide of the target. And worth noting, that is still Wataru Hori in between the pipes. We questioned if maybe we might see Manabu Okabe, but is indeed still number 19 in between the pipes for Team Japan, at least to start the period. And Canada's going to go to their second power play here. A team call coming up here against Team Japan, unless Canada can do something with the extra attacker, which is now getting on there as
it's
Kingsmill.
most work Kingsmill's had all game, skating to the bench.
That second period long change coming into effect as McGregor works in. That shot wide of the target. Quickly over is Kovacevic, who joined as the extra skater. Trade spots with Hickey. Liam Hickey drops it for McGregor. His shot off, up and over. And that one into the netting. We'll get a whistle. And Canada to their second power play of the hockey game.
Yeah, Team Japan looks like it's going to be the captain Kumagai to the penalty box, and they're highly talented and skilled forward. And there's a team penalty. Look more incidental than anything else, colliding with Liam Hickey, but nonetheless, they don't judge intent, they judge action. So the captain, he's sitting down in the penalty box, and Team Canada capitalizing on their power play already once today, right?
They are 1 for 1. It was a power play goal for Tyler McGregor as he ripped home his second of the game. And Cozzolino out there with the captain now for this power play. It is the same number 1 unit, but I think we've got a hand pass coming here against Team Canada, so that will slow play.
I love the comment out of Warren Halbert, Zach. I'm not sure if you heard the interview. He said, it's so special for me to play in front of my home crowd, and I've never played in front of a crowd this big. You don't think moments like this matter to some of these guys? This is why I think it's so important to get involved in the para game. If you're in the area, come check out some of these athletes. They deserve for you to come and fill these seats and enjoy this tremendous sport that only gets better and better day after day.
Tyler McGregor's got it down low, feeds it in front for Hickey. Oh, what a save there by Wataru Hori. His best of the hockey game so far.
That might be the best of the tournament so far.
We've had a number of them on day number 1 as Hori takes the hat trick away from Liam Hickey. Now Hickey feeds it down low. Oh, nearly moment there for Warren Halbert. As little redirect there for number 92. It's sunk in to the goal mouth, trying to tap one home. So we get another look here. McGregor with that great feed goes over.
Flip there, wow.
What a save.
Have another great look at it. Yeah, so lots of traffic around the net.
McGregor's got it now off the face-off and is now dishing off for Cozzolino. Cozzolino put in front, and that just missed. James Dunn, oh so close to tapping it home. Now Hickey on the half wall. Hickey feeds it down low. No Canadian knew where that puck was going, and Japan will jump onto the loose puck. Uehara unable to clear though. Cozzolino has an option in front. Now slides it towards McGregor. Couldn't get it to him. Halbert able to hold that in. Under a minute to go on the power play as Canada, great puck possession here on this man advantage. It's Cozzolino at the top of the zone. Dishing off for McGregor. Captain at the blue line. Weaves his way through the Japan defenses. Now peels off, drops it back for Halbert at the line. Warren Halbert, a little bit of room to work with. Leaves for Hickey. Good puck movement on the power play. And that one jumped off his stick. Still holds possession though. Does number 19. Now with a little bit of room. Tried putting one on goal. Stopped and cleared by Uehara.
Great job by Team Canada dissecting the zone. Even though they're not able to get a shot on goal, they did a great job finding the seams, moving the puck around, and the soft spots in the zone. Obviously with a 10-0 lead, not a whole lot of need to put a lot more pucks at the net, but just a great job by Cozzolino and company and finding the areas, working through the defense, tiring the defense down as well, Zach, which is exhausting when you possess the puck. When you don't have the puck, that means you're always turning around.
Icing the call against Team Canada as we get a look at Dominic Cozzolino, a pair of goals in the opening frame for number 19, as that top line combining for 6 of them in the opening period.
Yeah, and you and I talked in one of the opening broadcasts there that in the world of para, it's essentially Canada, USA, 1 and 2 in the world. That 3-4 spot pretty wide open here, and Team Canada doing a great job getting back to what they want to do really well, and that's put pucks in the net.
Adam Kingsmill with his first save of the hockey game, a shot off the draw.
Landmark moment.
As Canada with possession, back to even strength, 1 for 2 now on the power play. Cozzolino looking to drive in, feeds it across, just out of the reach of the on-rushing James Dunn. And now Japan able to work that back out to center. Dunn did a good job on the back check to knock that loose. And now it's Lavin. Tyrone Henry, nice pass for Corbin Smith. Smith right into the zone. Cut off there by Nasu. Now leaves for Tyrone Henry. Tyrone Henry working in, feeds it across for Dixon, and he scores. Adam Dixon, his second of the game. Nice pass by Tyrone Henry. And that's number 11 for number 11.
There you go. Zach Marks, the man of the punts. I knew I'd throw in you eventually. What a pass by Henry. Dixon bobbled it, but because of where that pass was, perfect. Right on the sled, able to knock it down, pop it in, and 11-0 for Team Canada.
Second of the game for Dixon, who had 3 at the World Championships last season with 6 assists to go along with those 3 goals. He's got 2 here in the opener, and Canada continues to pile on the pressure. Ishikawa will fire that one down the ice, and that has just a little too much, icing the call against Team Japan.
Zach, I've watched a lot of para hockey over the last couple of years, had the great honor of calling a lot of the games. There's so many differences in para to stand up, puck placement on a pass, In stand-up hockey, you want to lead the player ahead as it's hit him in stride. And for para, you want to have it on the back side so you have the ability to go underneath your sled, to control it, to go left to right. That's an excellent breakout pass. Thanks to the guys in the truck for queuing that up for me.
Face off to the right of Wataru Hori. And Canada winning that draw once more. Zach Lavin with it right at the ringette line. He'll dish off for Henry. And now Canada still holding on. Dixon with possession. Makes a move, looking to find his hat-trick goal. Lets a shot go. That stopped the rebound. Jumped over Corbin Smith's stick. And Japan able to flip that high and out to center ice. Now it's Vincent Boyle. Boyle feeds one ahead for Tyrone Henry to give chase. Gets there, bumps into the other number 5, that being Kazuyoshi Nitsu. And now Team Canada go to work on the forecheck once more. It's Corbin Smith, leaves for Zach Lavin. Lavin will feed it for Vincent Boyle. Time and space for number 13, works in, slid it just wide, did Boyle, and that one off the side of the goal. Hori trying to get to that loose puck. It's poked just wide again, this time by Mika Kovacevic. Japan trying to clear the zone and will do just that. Armstrong takes possession right back in the neutral zone, slides it. That one hit right underneath the sled of Jacobs Webb, who's also on hat-trick watch. Canada, I believe, has 5 separate players. 1 goal from a hat-trick, so.
That's what you want if you're a group, well-rounded scoring.
Heavy collision there as Nitsu and Jacobs Webb collide in the neutral zone. Open ice hit. Pass in front, Kovacevic, he scores. Mika Kovacevic joins in on the fun, his first of the tournament, and Canada's lead grows to 12.
Yeah, the other Alberta player on the roster, when you think of Oren Albert, the Edmonton native, puts it right on the backhand, waits, delays, gets the goalie going left post to right post. No chance at all. And 5.5 minutes gone in period number 2. Team Canada off and running. Past the goal total we've seen so far in this tournament, in every game.
Well, they matched it in the opening period, so they were primed to do so, and they've done just that here in the second period. As we mentioned off in the previous couple broadcasts, goal differential always something to keep an eye on in the round robin. So as much as Canada maybe not super fond of putting these types of numbers up just on a sportsmanship level, but you never know what you might need later down the line in tournament.
Well, and I think, Zach, it's such a great point that you raised that, because those who consume para hockey need to understand that it's about raising other countries up to your level. So by scoring 10, 11, 12 goals, you're not disrespecting the opponent. You're showing them how to raise their game up, right? You want to continually do things at a high level. And I don't think Canada is trying to run up the score, but they want to just show, hey, here's what
Jacobs Webb to in for Dunn. He shoots, put just wide. As Canada, as mentioned, their partner continuing to press. As Kovacevic already with 1 on the shift, and his pocket picked. Possession taken away by Norihiko Nasu.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with, here's what endurance looks like through 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Here's what your body's going to feel like. This is why we continually
Dixon
push at a high
front.
level.
Kovacevic couldn't get the shot away. As, pardon me, that was James Dunn with the little inside-outside. And now it's Lavin, who controls in the neutral zone. Pass ahead, too far in front of Kovacevic. Canada's going off on a line change anyway, as Lavin will push that ahead. Japan takes over, and loudly announced by the linesman that that was not a hand pass. Right in front of the ice, Mike, gotta love it. McGregor works in, puts it across. Hickey got a piece, but directed it wide. That might have been up there for goal of the day, just for the pass and finish alone. McGregor finishes off his hat trick up over the shoulder. 13-0 Canada.
Yeah, and for Tyler McGregor, goal number 129 for him in international play, 4 goals last tournament. They're not going to celebrate, and they know. It's not about, again, rubbing anything in. They're not trying to accomplish that. They're just playing hockey at a high level. Any athlete you talk to at this level, I've talked to Josh Pauls, Declan Farmer, Brody Roybal, all of them. When you're putting on goals, you're not disrespecting the opponent. If anything, you're respecting them. You want to show them this is what endurance can bring you, right? You look on the Japan side, you talk to any of them, they're not going to go, oh, those darn Canadians doing this. They're going to say, wow, next game, we got to raise our game even higher. And that's what para hockey is all about when games start to get out of control like this.
Canada possessing the puck once more off a face-off. Cozzolino feeds a pass ahead. That one hit the sled of Misawa. Otherwise, Hickey might have been in alone for his hat-trick. Now, Henry leaves for the aforementioned Hickey, trying to find Cozzolino, who is sneaking in back door, but it's cleared by Japan.
Also mentioned, I've talked at length with Greg Westlake and guys like that. You know, Paul Rosen, one of the greatest goaltenders ever.
Pushed ahead, Hickey into the zone with it. Canada looking for more. Cozzolino waiting, didn't have a shooting lane. Now he just might. Puts it on his left hand and he shoots and scores. Dominic Cozzolino joins the hat-trick club. And Canada's got 14 with 6:59 to go in the second.
Mississauga, Ontario's Tom Cozzolino again. Want to make sure that everybody knows where some of these great athletes are from. And Cozzolino, all kinds of space, all kinds of room, doing it on his own. Thinks about going back door. Nope, I'm just going to pop it in on my own. Had another hat trick for Team Canada. 29 shot not counted that Adam Kingsmill saved, so 29-0. Shot department.
Very may have been blocked en route.
Right, could have been.
Admittedly, I heard a thunk, and just kind of based on the bouncing trajectory, I thought it went off Kingsmill's blocker. So
maybe it went off something else.
So we get back underway here.
I'll tell you who one of the busiest guys in the room is going to be. Ed Robertson, our guy doing all of our graphics with a scoring summary for period 2.
Albert working right in. He's got possession once more. Albert will flip it back to the point for Dixon. Dixon holds possession, finds Corbin Smith. Smith on the left hand, tried feeding it in front for Boyle, lone member of this line that has not found the back of the net yet. He's had some chances as number 13, so he'll keep pushing. As the puck flipped down the ice, and Adam Kingsmill with a little play on the puck there. No shots faced quite yet, but his first touch, so to speak. Pass played ahead. Here comes Boyle. Works right in, drops it off. Corbin Smith taking over. He's got time and space to shoot. Stop the rebound. Boyle scores. And there it is. Vincent Boyle's on the board at the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. And Canada's got 15 here in the second period.
And game number 30 international play for the Alma, Quebec native. So Boyle had a goal and 2 points in last year's tournament through 3 games. On the doorstep, deposits it in. And 14 is the score. They put 17 in April 26, 2015, 9 years ago. And nearing that department here. And for Team Japan, yeah, difficult situation for them. Is it 15? It's
it
15
is 15.
now. I'm just going to refer to that score clock here instead of trying to do the math in my head.
Played ahead, Japan with possession in the neutral zone. Ishikawa had his puck, nearly had his pocket pick. Now a foot race here. Kovacevic battling. And that race won by the Canadian. Now Kovacevic not even involved in the battle, just trying to locate that puck. It's Jacob's Webb in there. He'll find Lavin, who feeds it down low for Dunn. James Dunn feeds it in front. Fanning on the shot attempt was Kovacevic. And now, Henry kept it in, but paid the price. Has caught the wall a little awkwardly there. Seems to be all right, however, as Jacob's Webb trying to pull that puck free, has done just that, pushing it back into the Japanese zone.
They have now put the one shot on the board, Zach, so shots of 31-1.
Unless they're counting that played puck by Kingsmill,
right.
In which case,
potentially.
Not so much a save, but regardless, I'm sure he'll take it for the stat line.
Yeah, why not?
As Canada has possession. Dunn, the lone forward for this Canadian group that has not found the back of the net so far, other than Mathieu Lelièvre, who's not dressed here tonight. The youngest member of the Canadian squad is Lelièvre, as here comes James Dunn. Speed down the near side. Dunn cutting right towards the net, in, stopped by the stick of Hori. Trying to just push that bottom corner, but denied by number 19 in between the pipes for Team Japan. Oren Halbert with possession and speed through the neutral zone. And here the crowd get a little bit more excited every time he's in, and he scores! What a shot by Oren Halbert.
And that's the biggest ovation we've heard yet tonight. They know he's from Calgary. Had some fans. Place going crazy here for Oren Halbert, the local product. 16 on the board, 92 trying not to smile too much as he feels a little bit guilty scoring maybe at this volume, but down the wing, lets it rip. Great look from the faithful here in attendance.
That was in and out in about a second.
Yeah, what a rip.
Heavy shot from the Calgary native. Had 1 goal in last year's tournament, has 1 here tonight. As Canada now just with 4 skaters dressed here who have not found the back of the net so far. So as you mentioned, the depth scoring very much a factor here tonight. And now Tyler McGregor controlling off that face-off. He looks to add on. McGregor working right in. He shoots, fought off, and that one rebound collected by Cozzolino. So I think that's the 3rd or 4th time that Hori has taken one off the mask in this game.
Yeah.
Can't say he's not putting his body on the line in this one. It's the pass fed ahead. Japan could be off to the races. The pass ends up en route for Kumagai.
Here's how dominant Team Canada's been, Zach. We haven't gone to immediate timeout yet this period because you don't go when it's a penalty, a goal, or an icing.
And every whistle has been an icing, a penalty, or a goal. As now bouncing puck pops free. Japan with it again. Collision there as Hickey throwing his body around.
Producer Calvin Bellows says all the stoppages have played in goals in the second period. I think he's right. Yeah. Since the break zone at the 10-minute mark, all of the whistles have been goals.
That is impressive for Team Canada, who continue to bring it into the zone. Dishing off, Hickey's in, he shoots, he scores. Liam Hickey, all 3 members of the top line with hat tricks. And that makes it 17-0 Canada.
Yeah, that's important for Liam Hickey. Again, talking to Russ Harrington before the game about 23, wanted to shake some of that rust off and deposits that with authority. Right up top where you want to put a puck. Puts it on the tape, delays, and again, the giftedness of Team Canada in a lot of these shooters. You might want to one-time a puck because you're in a high-danger area. Nope, delay, which is the bane of a para-hockey goaltender's existence because you got to think it's timing. Oh no, you're making me wait. I'm at your mercy, it goes up top. If it's a one-timer, far easier because you're using momentum to predict, right? Much like a soccer goalie would on a penalty shot. However, in para-hockey, if a shooter delays, really hard for a goalie to make that save.
Japan winning that face-off as we get back underway. A little over 3 minutes to go here in the second period. 7 goals in the frame for Canada. They had 10 in the opener. And Vincent Boyle is away 2-on-1. He's got Dixon with him. Feeds it ahead. Adam Dixon working in. Across for Boyle. It's behind him, but Boyle able to hold possession for Team Canada. Boyle slides it for Dixon, tried to just one-time that, and as you mentioned there, Dave, the timing a little bit off there for Dixon. Couldn't get his stick to it before his sled found it, and that will prevent a shot from coming on goal. Now down low, Boyle with possession. Boyle navigating down low. He's got one already, feeds it across. Good stick from Hori to deflect that puck away from Dixon, or else it might be 18 for Team Canada. Now Boyle drops it off. Smith peels back, dishes down low for Dixon. Dixon looking for an option, doesn't find one, cuts, shoots, scores! Adam Dixon makes it a hat trick. And Canada leads 18-0.
Not sure what was left more to say about the offense in Canada. Continually piling it on. Just the craftiness, the stick work. Like, look at in close quarters. The kind of decisions they're able to make. 2-3 black jerseys around them. Nope, calm moves. Left hand, right hand delivery, and it's in the back of the net again.
Something tells me the stat sheet after today will be relatively full with Canadians at the top as Canada.
I don't think Yifeng Shen's going to lead this tournament score. Maybe he will. I don't know. But after this game today,
very tough call. As Canada continue to battle down low. Jacobs Webb checked in the corner by a pair of Japanese defenders. Puck pulled free. Here's James Dunn. Fed back to the point for Halbert. Halbert for Armstrong. Armstrong feeds it down low. Dunn right in, trying to tuck it. Instead goes around the net, pushes it back to Armstrong. Rob Armstrong across for Halbert. 1 goal already for number 92 here in the frame. He'll play it back for Armstrong. That puck found its way out to center, and now Japan look to start a rush. Back the other way. Here comes Ukai. His pass just behind Ito. Now it's brought in, and Armstrong knocked Ito, off stride. Canada back the other way. Here comes Dunn. In over the line. James Dunn waiting. Couldn't get the shot away. Good defensive positioning there for Satoru Sudo. And now puck inside the crease. Flicked out to center by Team Japan. As Armstrong will look up ice. Fires it towards the net. That one will trickle wide. We're inside the final minute of this second period. And now Canada still looking for more. Bouncing puck settled down. And Nasu trying to get there. Jacobs Webb got there as well. The sticks clashed and the puck bounced its way to a Japanese skater who flicks it down the ice. Alpert plays it ahead. Kovacevic had that puck end up behind him and McGregor. And now it's inside the neutral zone. Lavin going to get there first for Team Canada. Takes the ice allotted to him. Flips one towards the net. Horry will elect to cover that. And we'll take a whistle with 21.1 seconds to go here in the second period.
Which I don't think we're getting the media timeout because we'll lose it in the final minute.
That being said, I do believe the official just signaled for it. So with 21.1 seconds to go, we'll step aside here. Canada leading 18-0 here in the second period as they've piled on 8 here in the frame. No. Indeed.
They're going to whistle it in. They initially said break. Now they said, nope, we're going to play. All right.
We'll carry on with 21.1 seconds to go. Canada with an offensive zone draw to the left of Wataru Horry here. 39 shots to 1 in favor of the Canadians here tonight. As despite 18 goals against, 21 saves for Horry. As he has been made some big time saves. That shot fought off. McGregor has a hard wrist shot. And Horry with a great save there to keep it at 18. Final seconds ticking away here. Puck pops free for Cozzolino. One last shot attempt potentially here for number 19. He'll shoot over top the net, and that'll do it. 30 minutes in the books here on day 1. Canada leading Team Japan 18-0 after 2 periods of play. As we'll step aside before being joined for an interview down at ice level 23 down low. Welcome back inside the WinSport Arena, the Markin MacPhail Center here in Calgary, Alberta, where after 30 minutes of play, Team Canada holds an 18-0 lead over Team Japan. Zach Marks joined by Dave Dawson. Dave, plenty to talk about in that second period.
Yeah, don't adjust your dials. It is 18-0. That's not a mistake. That's not a typo. It's been a dominant performance by Team Canada from the opening face-off right through the second period. Everybody getting in on it. Oren Halbert, the Calgary native. Biggest ovation we heard yet tonight, aside from when Canada hit the ice, was when Oren Halbert popped one in. A couple of hat tricks to speak of, and Canada dominant. Ed Robertson, the busiest man on the planet tonight, trying to type in all these goals. Have at her.
We've got multiple hat tricks at this point. Dominic Kozlino, Tyler McGregor, Adam Dixon, and Liam Hickey, all with 3 goals in this game. Not to mention Corbin Smith. Anton Jacobs-Webb has 2. Kovacevic has a goal. So does Oren Halbert. In fact, there is only 4 players in the lineup for Team Canada that have not found the back of the net. That is James Dunn, Rob Armstrong, Zach Lavin, and Tyrone Henry.
We got a special guest for period 3, as I talked about. Off the start of the broadcast, Brad Bowden, one of the all-time greats, not only for Team Canada in para-hockey, period, full stop. He's going to be joining us very shortly as he's now a member of the coaching staff for Team Japan. We'll get that set up momentarily.
Hickey in front, and that one kept out. Nice save there by Wataru Hori. As Tyler McGregor was looking for goal number 4, just 25 seconds into the period. Great stop there. Face-off will be to the left of, oh, pardon me, that is not Wataru Hori. That is Manabu Okabe, who gets the nod for this third and final frame of this one. As a face-off 1, Rob Armstrong looking for possession here. Holds on. Halbert with a quick shot. That one missed just wide of the target. And now it's done. As mentioned, the lone forward for Team Canada that has not scored so far here today. Now Armstrong feeds it back for Halbert. 1 goal already. Fires a shot. That hit a body and went wide of the target. Now push to the blue line. That will be swept out to center. And Canada maintain possession. Halbert. Nice move to elude a check from Team Japan. And now it's pushed ahead. Tipped into the zone by Dunn. Bouncing puck. Finally settled down by Japan. And they'll look to clear out to center. And indeed they do. Kumagane trying to go after it. It went off a couple of sticks before finding its way into the Canadian zone. And now Rob Armstrong. Pass ahead. That was into the body of Kovacevic. And now Halbert leading the rush. Halbert drops for Anton Jacobs-Webb. Waits. Dishes off for Kovacevic. Kovacevic, Jacobs-Webb lets a shot go. Stopped by Okabe. And will cover up for a whistle here with 13:23 to go in the third period.
All right, so as I mentioned, a special moment as we're going to do something in-game here. Not a lot of opportunities in a broadcast to bring a guest on. So when the intermission, so why not bring him in mid-game? A guy that he doesn't really need an introduction. Maybe almost calling him Mr. He's Brad Bowden. And as he cringes at that thought, he's so humble. Brad now involved with coaching with Japan, as we'll kind of let Zach do play-by-play in between some of these, the interview here. But Brad, first of all, what's this been like for you as an observer helping to coach Team Japan?
It's been a pretty good experience. I'm super grateful for the opportunity, and I love how far we've come with the program. I know that this whole experience is going to be a great learning experience for our guys, and as far as just being back here in Calgary, it just brings back a lot of memories and seeing a lot of friendly faces. It's been pretty cool, and being on the other side of things has been it's been pretty interesting for sure.
Possession held by Tyrone Henry. He'll dish up for Zach Lavin. Lavin at the top of the zone, checked there at the line, but holds possession, dishes across. Canada still with zone time here. Boyle lets it go. Puck trickles towards Okabe's goal and is eventually cleared by Team Japan.
You're talking about the other end of it. There has been a couple games throughout your career that goals have piled up, and you've been the team dishing it out a little bit. What's that been like from your side to coach that now and to coach a team through some of the process of learning some of those skills?
Yeah, it's been interesting to to try to educate some of the guys on how to create time and space, and a lot of these different skills that you can kind of acquire, or like different philosophies, and trying to pass that on. It's definitely interesting with the culture, and being in another country where it's a little bit different for them to try to learn some of the stuff that we used to implement as Canadian players. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a dream job, and getting to work with the guys and kind of try to teach them how to get better with the puck and create opportunities out there has been an opportunity that I'm super grateful for.
Brad, I want to Zach Brad are going to kind of dominate the third period here.
I'm going to interrupt you as McGregor breaks in for Team Canada as Japan interrupt that pass and force it back out to center ice.
So many are going to wonder, how did you get involved with Team Japan? Why Japan?
I was just sitting at home after, just during COVID there, and it was just the tail end when the lockdowns were starting to wind down, and I just got an email just saying, you have an interest in coming over to Japan and seeing what you could do with us, and working with the program. And I thought, why not? I was done hockey for a while, and was missing the game, and thought it would be a great opportunity to, great country, great people, and I just thought, why not? It just seemed like a dream job for anybody that's been in the game, and I missed it a lot, right? So I thought, this is amazing. I better take this opportunity and get over there, and it's been awesome.
Big credit there for Manabu Okabe, robbing Team Canada captain Tyler McGregor just a moment ago, and you could hear the Canadian fans giving an applause there to the Japanese goaltender as Kozlino works at the blue line, looks for a shooting lane. Could not find one, however. Now at the blue line, holds it in, dishes for Oren Halbert. Halbert across for Armstrong. Armstrong leaves it for Kozlino. Kozlino slides a pass across. McGregor can't reach it, and it's taken over by Team Japan and flipped back out to center ice.
Brad, looking at your resume, you won a championship, basketball, as well as all these Paralympic appearances. When you look at what you've been able to accomplish in your career, what are you most proud of?
For me, it was our gold medal win in 2006.
If I don't recall, that came off of your stick to win that championship.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I got a nice feed from I believe it was Billy, and and then Billy went on. Greg scored a goal, and then Billy got an empty net, and it was just it meant a lot because I figured we would win more of them at the Paralympic level, and it didn't really come. And we had some world championships, we had some success as a program, but to me that was just everything. I mean, that was one of my greatest memories of winning a Paralympic gold medal. There's nothing better than that, and my parents were alive to see it too, and it was just great to be able to allow them to see that. And we've been through so much, and that's probably my greatest moment in my career.
Oh, what a save there off of Jacob's Webb. And Brad, I want to ask you, Greg Westlake now involved in coaching. You've done a lot of battles with him. Adam Dixon still out there playing. What's it like to get into some of those interactions again, coming back and seeing some of those guys?
It's great. I miss them. We were family we are family, and we're good friends, and just to see them again and catch up and see them behind the bench, and even seeing Dixon play, he's still a phenomenal player. He's got great hands, great vision. That's the reason why he's one of the best that there is, and it's just they're just great guys, and I love them to death, and it's always great to see them whether they're on the bench or whether they're playing. And I'm sure when Dixon's done too, he'll get involved too. But we just have a great connection, and they're just guys that I really love.
Absolutely, and the longer that I get to be around this para hockey game, Brad, and I called a bunch of your games back in 2015 in Leduc in the Para Hockey Cup in Leduc, Alberta, and enjoyed those memories. And the more I get around some of the guys, your Tyler McGregors, Josh Pauls, what do you have to say for fans who are maybe new to the sport and get an opportunity to meet some of those guys? Like, what does it mean to you to have those relationships?
I just think that they are the players that really market the sport or push the sport forward, and it's great. They're great in the communities. I mean, if you ever get a chance to look them up and do some research and follow them, and their stories and everything that they've been through, and I know that anybody that reads up on what some of these guys have been through and what they've accomplished, and how hard they've represented their countries, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity if you can get a chance to learn about them and follow them, and especially now, like Greg and Josh Josh is still playing, so like there's a ton that you can follow. There's some great athletes, not just those guys, but it's easy to follow. There's so many big name players now to follow that are representing their country. So
yeah, I saw Josh running through the concourse, talking to some people. Just a guy that I personally got to. I had to get a picture with him as well. Just one of those momentous moments in my broadcast career. Brad Bowden, one of the all-time greats here. Won't keep you for much longer, Brad. Really appreciate your time. Want to ask you, what do you hope to instill in Japan para hockey? What are you hoping that they can accomplish throughout the years? First of all, from now to where you want to see them go in the future?
Well, for me, for this program, we want to make it to the Paralympics. That's the goal. So, I mean, this tournament, we want to do our best to try to stay here as much as possible. But as far as my impact in the program, I really hope that we can establish some kind of culture around Canadian hockey, tactics and skill sets and concepts. And that's kind of, I don't know if you can notice, but the guys are a little bit more physical than they used to be. They are working hard. They're working on their skills, but there's a lot of work to be done. But I really hope that my impact is just on being able to help with those transitional skills that we're lacking at, at say the able-bodied level with the coaches that they didn't know how to do. And I hope that, when whatever happens in the future, that whatever I bring as far as those concepts and skill sets and the skill building, philosophies and that'll be instilled in the culture there for sure, and they can continue to build on that for years to come.
One final question for you, then we'll hand the mic back over to Zach. Your relationship with Koji Nakakita grew up in Saskatchewan, so some Canadian roots. You talked about Canadian roots. What's that been like, the two of you guys together in sharing the vision of Grow Japan Hockey?
He's great. I mean, we have a past. I mean, he was one of the coaches that upset us in 2010, so it was a little weird for a while there, but he's always been a great guy. He's
breakaway here for Team Japan, working in, and the pass just too far ahead of Itsuki Ito.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, but he's just a great guy, and he's an old school hockey coach, and he's a super respectful and eager to learn about a lot of the transitional skills that I'm kind of teaching, and he's been good with the guys, and he's definitely made it a lot easier to kind of transition over to living in Japan, and he's become a good friend of mine for sure.
Brad Bowden, 214 games played internationally, 320 points, third all time. Adam Dixon, on your heels a little bit for the point chase.
Yeah, he's playing longer, so he's pretty good.
Brad, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. All the best in the journey with Team Japan, and an incredible honor to have the chance to not only meet you, but have this interview. So appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we'll let Zach and Brad get things back in order. Appreciate Dom as well from Hockey Canada setting that thing up. And Team Canada, 45 shots to 1. Zach in the driver's seat.
As Albert takes control inside the neutral zone, and he'll look to fire that one back in. Knocked loose on the half wall here. And Team Japan taking over possession here. Done with a steal, but he's also lost his stick. He'll dish off. Right in his Cozzolino, and he scores. Dominic Cozzolino fires home the 19th goal of the game for Team Canada, and his 4th.
Well, it was nice for the two teams to give us a break from goals to allow that interview be done. Poetic, wasn't it? As the first chance here, doink, off the post, and then Team Canada capitalizing. So Dominic Cozzolino continually putting the points up like Brad Bowden used to do for so many years for Team Canada. I love that, Zach, when you talk about the growth of the game, the future, the point that he made about in stand-up hockey. You often find there are a lot of coaches that travel in different parts of the world and develop the game. Maybe of Czechia, of different parts, Sweden. Groups like that, they play pro, they come back. And Brad Bowden doing that exactly in Japan and pouring into their country. So just an incredible conversation with him. Really appreciate his time, and thank you to Hockey Canada for setting that up for us.
Face-off, or pardon me, puck pushed ahead. Kovacevic finds Dunn. He'll work right back in. James Dunn, time and space, lets it go. That was blocked, and the puck trickles in behind the net. of Team Japan. As mentioned, Manabu Okabe now in between the pipes. Has a couple of solid saves to his credit so far. Has allowed the 1 goal to Cozzolino. Now Dunn looking for his first. That shot blocked, and it's cleared by Team Japan. Lavin will go back to retrieve as he looks up ice. Lavin looking to do it himself here. Now we'll pass off for Jacobs Webb. Takes it on the backhand, slides in over the line. Pass is behind the on-rushing Dunn. And now pushed down the ice. Lavin will once again go after it. Lavin feeds it across to his D partner, Tyrone Henry. He's added an assist or 2 so far here in this one. Puck pops free, and now it's cleared to the near side wall. Japan once again first to it. Kumagai firing that one in. And Team Canada control inside their own zone. Flipped up ahead. And now it'll be fired in by James Dunn. In the corner with it is Misawa. Misawa will push it ahead. Kumagai, his pass intercepted by Dixon. As now Adam Dixon will work back in. 3 goals in this game already for number 11. As mentioned, right behind Brad Bowden's heels in that scoring race. Bowden sitting 3rd all time as that long shot handled and covered up by Okabe.
We might get immediate timeout in.
That'll be the 2nd of the period. We'll get both in.
Nice.
3:13 to go. 19-0. Team Canada leads Team Japan as we will step aside before coming back to Calgary for the rest of the 3rd period. Welcome back inside the Win Sport Arena. Zach Marks joined by Dave Dawson. 19-0 Canada leading Team Japan here late in the 3rd.
Yeah, spirit's still high for the coaching staff for Japan. Hasn't been an easy day 1. 3 games nearly in the books. 1 more coming up tonight.
Team Italy and Team Czechia will do battle. 8:30 puck drop here at the Win Sport Arena to close out day number 1. First 2 days will be played back-to-back. Then Monday's an off day for some rest and recuperation for the teams. Shot on by Halbert. That one wide of the target.
Everybody could probably appreciate some rest and recuperation.
And then closing out the preliminary round on Tuesday. Quarterfinals will go on Wednesday. Another day off on the Thursday. Then it's right into semifinals and gold medal, bronze medal. All the placement games coming at the end of the week. As Armstrong looks to add on here. Canada in search of 20. Late here in the period. Flip down low for Boyley. He's got a goal in this game. Fired home a rebound in the 2nd period. Here it's pushed back. Armstrong hit a post earlier, and that one blocked en route by Misawa. Drop back, and now at the blue line, held in. Rob Armstrong with time and space, lets it go, and just wide of the target there from number 61. Possession taken back. Itsuki Ito plays it ahead for Daisuke. Daisuke will skate it into the zone. And now it's pushed up ahead. Boyley will skate it into the zone. Boyley dishing off. Smith knocked off stride there by Kumagai. And battle ensues inside the far corner. 90 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Canada continuing to press. And will pick up their first win of the 2024 calendar year. And their first since the semifinals of the Para Hockey Cup. That game coming against Team China.
Quite a way to snap a 6-game losing skid, I'd have to say. Right up there on the list. 19-0 the score. And those maybe just tuning in, seeing the score, let's keep in mind Japan outscored opponents 31-2 in Kazakhstan in October in the world's B pool. So this is a Japan group who can score, right? This is just the next level A, right? And again, all the players that we talked about raising the level of competition up. There's other groups that are playing para just to get to that elite level. Canada and USA perennially number 1 and 2 in the world. It's been like that for a while. The next few spots are up for the taking.
So lets that shot fly wide of the target.
Just to keep that in mind for anybody watching, going, wow, okay, this is quite lopsided. Well, Japan in the Group B, they were the one doing this to the opponents back in October.
Puck possession still with Team Canada. Lavin looking for a shooting lane here. Under 15 seconds to go. Will drop off from McGregor. And it looks as though Canada will happily hold possession here and let clock run out. McGregor will drop it off. Henry gives it off for Cozzolino. One last bump. One last little bit of stick handling. A pass across. McGregor puts it on goal. Great save at the buzzer by Okabe. As in search of the 20th, it would not go. But Team Canada picks up their first win, a 19-0 finish over Team Japan here on day one.
Nice little sportsmanship tap there from Liam Hickey on the goaltender at the end. As Adam Kingsmill, a 1-save shutout. Likely somewhere in the World Para Ice Hockey books, in the record books. This might be a category for that. We'll have to figure that out before tomorrow's broadcast. But maybe the easiest performance Adam Kingsmill has had on that end of the ice. Not a lot of skate marks. So, dominant performance to Canada. 6 games in a row they lost, picking up the victory today. 10-0, 10-0, and 19-0. We've had some high scoring on day number 1 and 1 game left to go still. Player of the games will go in-house, followed by the Canadian National Anthem, and then we'll have a member of Team Canada for a post-game interview in Calgary Olympic Park. It is the Mark and McPhail Center.
Tonight's closing ceremonies. The best player from each team will be awarded a classic white cowboy hat provided by Calgary Tourism that symbolizes hospitality. In addition, the best player will also receive a beaded honor feather handcrafted by Moonstone Creation, which is owned by Yvonne Yobin. Moonstone Creation is proudly Indigenous owned and operated and champions authentic, handcrafted Indigenous art. The awards will be presented by Luca Gonzalez, an Esso Medals player from the Calgary Hockey Association who recognizes all the great values of hockey players showcase on and off the ice. And Alan Halbert, president of Calgary Blind Hockey Association. The best player for Team Japan is number 8, Yudai Ishikawa.
Yudai Ishikawa, named player of the game for Team Japan. Had a few crucial blocks throughout this one, and overall a solid performance despite the scoreline.
Ishikawa, 1 goal, 2 points last year's tournament. By the way, part of probably the coolest club name I've seen, the Tokyo Iceburns.
That's up there.
That's right up there in the top 5 ever. Looking good in the cowboy hat. Great stuff.
Plenty of applause from the fans in-house. Primarily Canadian, but
good show of respect, right?
Plenty of respect.
It's about growing the product.
Team Canada is number 11, Adam Dixon.
And Adam Dixon named player of the game for Team Canada. He had a hat trick in a big win and was all over the place. A little poetic after the discussion with Brad Bowden earlier on.
3 more goals as the chase continues. Brad Bowden with 320 points. Adam Dixon now getting close to 260. And we'll chat with him after the game, will we, Mr. Dixon there. And yeah, when you talk about the future, he's the veteran on this current group. Corbin Watson, of course, the backup goalie today. We'll see him tomorrow. We'll have far more on Corbin Watson and back in the day there and all the great memories those two shared. So Canadian National Anthem coming up next, followed by post-game interview with Adam Dixon.
For the playing of the national anthem of Team Canada.
Team Canada wrapping up day number 1 for themselves with a 19-0 victory, and they improved to 1-0. We'll step aside from the Winsport Arena before coming back, and we'll be joined by Adam Dixon, today's player of the game, for a post-game interview here on day 1 of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships in Calgary, Alberta.